Hi, this is to make you aware of how social services manipulate the system. They have no legal time frame to carry out a care assessment unless it is deemed as urgent. However, this policy has been used to leave many a vulnerable family in a situation that the rest of the population would consider as urgent. For example, from an unnamed source, but personally verified by me, it was written on the assessment that no further action must be taken until such a point that there was a breakdown. In other words, waiting for the people that are doing it for free to completely break down before they'll deem it as urgent and do their job. However, this is quite clearly an abuse of a system that is meant to protect and help people in the most vulnerable and urgent need, but yet seems to be set up to help them to be able to get away with mass neglect on a scale that no one's ever seen, and yet the law backs them 100% because it's enshrined in law that this is acceptable. So the law itself is discriminating against people with disabilities and their families, even though this is harassment again, as to put someone at an unfair disadvantage because they either have a disability or associate with someone's disability is harassment. So the law condones harassment of disabled and the most vulnerable in society, along with social services. When, in my opinion, and the opinion of most other people's, these families should not be left to suffer until such a point where there's too much damage and they have to step in. These families should be given the care that they deserve, because freedom from degrading and humiliating treatment is a human right, and I consider it myself as degrading and humiliating to have to wait till a family breakdown occurs and then have to beg to a system for the help you should have got from the onset. And not only that, it's abuse and neglect, and the law has continued to let it go and seems content to let it go on into the future. So it stands people like us to stand up and say, enough is enough, and we're not going to let it go on anymore. So don't let them tell you that you must wait in totally unreasonable time, because also it says, although there's no legal time frame, it must be done within a reasonable time frame. And obviously, what's a reasonable time frame varies from case to case, but it certainly isn't reasonable to wait till there's a complete family breakdown before you act. That's not reasonable, that's criminal. So don't let them tell you that that's the way it's got to be, because it hasn't. It's a criminal act. You're entitled to the care that you're entitled to, and for them not to give it to you is a form of harassment that you do not have to put up with, and that you are entitled to seek independent legal advice from a third party, or even take social services to third party mediations for someone to mediate on your behalf if they're not going to listen to you. Thank you for listening.